Alright, time for a ZAC game. People have been enjoying the videos in the last couple of days, so we are doing one on ZAC. ZAC is the best tank jungler you can play, definitely. If you want to play a tank jungler, I would highly recommend ZAC, because for the most ranks, basically, this is the most well-rounded... I guess it's what you call the most well-rounded lower elo carry. Like, you can get the ZAC as a tank jungler to diamond the easiest, I would say. I think a Mumu is pretty close as well, but ZAC's ganks are just way more oppressive because you have so much additional range on the, or like engages for ganks and stuff like that, which makes things like that a little bit easier. Obviously, it's harder to play than a Mumu because a Mumu is very straightforward. But yeah, ZAC is definitely insanely strong, has really good scaling into the game. You are going to do so much damage on this champion while being practically unkillable. And that is why I think ZAC is a very good pick. I'll show you how to play it. And yeah. Be against the Rammus here, which I don't have to worry too much about. If you are playing ZAC into a very aggressive early game jungler, something strong, like, I don't know, Olaf, for example, you know, something that wants to look to invade you, Kindred, Graves, whatever, I would recommend starting topside and just clearing down, because the likelihood of getting invaded when you're full clearing down is a lot lower than when you're clearing upwards. So that is something that I would recommend in that situation. Main thing for ZAC's clear is just pick up the blobs. There is a lot of things you can perfect about this clear, which takes a lot of time and a tremendous amount of skill, but for the most part, if you're just looking to get to like diamond and stuff, it's not really needed. You can just kind of calmly clear. You're gonna obviously be a bit slower for this jungle season still. I think in the next season it's gonna be quite nice with the jungle pets and stuff. You're just gonna be overall much faster. But as of right now, if you are a 330 full clearer, that's not too big of a deal for the most part. Obviously, the higher elo you get, the bigger of a deal it becomes. But for now, it is not. I'm gonna drag this back so the Syndra doesn't actually yoink my camp. I'm kiting this way so this I can actually... Okay, she's not there. She was out of vision there for a bit, so I would like to kite it a little bit so she can't just like queue away my camp, because that would be quite bad. Should use your W before you pick up any of your blobs. That's definitely the biggest thing to keep in mind here for clear speed. Okay. Well, they have spotted me due to a nice ward placement from Cinder. It's a very good ward to place. I'm a little bit concerned about the invade. You should go ward here. We're just gonna double camp this. I think I should be fine. I have massive priority from Garen. I don't think the Rammus is gonna do something against me here. Here you have to be a little bit careful not to reset your blue or your gromp, which means that you have to use your E placement correctly. Okay, I'm kind of lowering this a little bit too much. I'm just going to smite it. I danced around with that bar a little bit too much. If you are Eing the blue or the gromp in the wrong direction, it's going to reset, which is quite bad due to the knockback, so that's something you want to avoid. Yeah, 330. I mean, this is something you probably expect to get, unless you really put the practice into it. It's okay. Like, it's really fine to play with this type of clear speed. It's not a big deal. For lower ratings, of course. The higher you go, the more important it becomes to be faster and faster. Just keep that in mind. Oh god, I don't know if I can make this potentially. Okay, no, I cannot. I don't know if this is necessarily smart to fight, but... this is probably pretty bad. I'll just flash over this way. I think I should be fine. I greeted a little bit there on that play. Nara's actually chasing me. That's interesting. Wait, really? He actually was paying attention. Fair play. I'm not worried here because I have a passive. So I can just kind of do this. Nara's going to hop over this wall and LeBlanc's going to kill him. Perfectly fine. Nara chased me there. I mean, obviously, I was a little bit aggressive on the Rammus. I thought I may have done enough damage there because he wouldn't have had anything up. But yeah, ZAC early game, not the strongest. Definitely have to keep that in mind a little bit better. In that situation, the Nara like over-chased me a little bit and walked into the bush when the Garen was actually back in lane already. So I can kind of walk back in. Because at this stage in the game, killing a ZAC passive is actually quite the... pain in the ass. It's gonna take you a while, basically. So I wasn't too concerned about dying there. And even if I do die by baiting Nara in and he would then die in return, like if I get passive, basically, he never really would have had enough damage to actually kill me. It takes him a long time to kill my passive. But that was quite good. Just keep your passive in mind. You can play a bit more risky with it up, obviously, which is quite nice. Now, the first item on ZAC you want to go for pretty much always is just CDR boots, because it allows you to, well, just have more clear speed in general. Clear speed on ZAC is good. Your only limitation is your cooldown, so CDR boots are very solid on that one. Is he gonna lantern me? Are you gonna lantern me? I don't really know what that was, but okay. Sure. I guess that is what it is fine. Execution from the Syndra. Holding wave for LeBlanc, which is quite good. I feel like he could have walked in a certain direction to just get an ignite range and use that to kill, but I guess that's fine. This really is quite bad for Syndra, obviously, because, I mean, she does get the execution, which is good in general, because we don't get a kill. But she loses a lot on wave positioning here. Like, she lost several waves for that play, so it's still good play. Like, in general, even though we don't get the kill, it's still quite nice. Right here, we're just making sure to keep the tempo going for the clear speed. In the early game, you definitely want to get those full sequences several times. Getting level 6 on ZAC is quite huge. Getting level 5 is like the bare minimum to really start getting good ganks in, because your E range increases the more levels you put into it. Which means that, well, obviously, the early levels are quite bad for that reason. I think I'm gonna lose my red buff here, most likely. As you can see, now it actually reaches over the wall. He is level 6, so ideally he dies here, this Gnar. Oh, you're kidding. My E is up in like 3 seconds, so I should be fine. I'm gonna go ahead of him. We're gonna hit this, and we're just gonna auto-attack the plant so we can drag him closer to CC him longer. Please, Garen, there is no way you don't... Really? Wow. Alright, fair. He survived that one. Well, I might be able to cheese him here, actually. Okay, never mind. I could still cheese him, but I am gonna have to walk away initially to lose the vision and see if I can then go in. Really? That really sucks that I actually was unable to get the Gnar with that one. That's kind of annoying. Not gonna lie. Oh well. Ooh, if Garen still had flash for that play, that's quite bad. But it is what it is. Very, very nearly got him. Gonna get this down. Probably would have lost my red buff. Maybe the dragon here for that overall Gnar chase, which wouldn't be great. But I could probably take his red buff here, to be honest, because I would assume he is bot lane at the moment. So I'm just gonna start this up. Oh, he's actually doing the top gank. I mean, I guess I'll get the red buff because I will not be able to get the top lane here. Just take this and recall. There's not really much I could have done in a top lane situation here. I'm just gonna go like here-ish. I have to be careful. I don't think, like, my passive allows me to play more aggressive there, so I could just go back and like tap to finish him off. Like, this is like with your passive, you really shouldn't be too afraid. Now, if I didn't have my passive on the other hand, I would have been way more careful, of course. Because then, like, dying would be quite bad, but I'm not doing that. I'm also not going to do the Rift Herald here. I could potentially look for a top situation since my entire team is doing that. It's not going to happen. I'm just going to clear the rest of these camps here. Because my entire jungle is up. That's something you have to remember as well. If I start chasing, like, plays right now, I also have quite a lot of gold in my inventory. It's really not going to be great. So I'm just going to waste a lot of, like, power. Waste a lot of time on my camps. If you over-chase way too much, then you're going to lose quite a bit of XP. And XP is not something you can afford to lose on a tank like ZAC. Because generally tanks are very good with levels, and ZAC especially. Just gonna finish off this camp, and then I'm gonna recall. Then I can play for the bot side, hopefully. I might actually have to run top here. I'm gonna run top here. This should be okay. I think they're gonna stick around a little bit at least, and I should be able to get a play out of this. I think this is fine. Because the Rammus can't really do anything against me here, right? I kind of have to flash into that one. If he gets going... Actually, I mean, the Blanc probably would have been able to finish him off, to be fair. But I flash into the Rammus ball there to make sure he can't actually get some tempo going. I will admit I was a little bit tunnel vision. I probably wouldn't have flashed if I realized the LeBlanc was actually right there. Because I was a little bit too tunnel vision on the Rammus. But I flash into it to cancel his power ball so he doesn't start to gain distance on me. Because that would be bad. Yeah. Gonna sprint bot now. Bot side camp should be up. Maybe my rep buff is down, but that would be okay. I'm gonna initially walk into the bot situation here, I think. They're not gonna show. I'm just gonna do Crux for a bit. Okay, they probably recalled, so I just do this. We're chilling. Basically, we're past the worst part of ZAC now. Like the early couple levels. When you hit like level 7, level 8, start to get like your Sunfire finished, then at that point you're gonna be extremely good, extremely strong. He's dead. Going mid here is now extremely pointless. There's no point. I'm just gonna finish this off. We're gonna be scaling. I don't want to smite my red here because there's a good chance they will be doing dragon. Need him to ward this. I actually need him to... Alright, Thresh. I suppose I should have gone mid lane instead. I was expecting the Thresh to like kind of walk up there, but... And knock him because he's in turret range, damn it. He wasn't in turret range long enough, that kind of sucks. Right, I still one-shot the Syndra though. That's ZAC damage though. Like you can clearly see like ZAC damage is colossal. We have a complainer on our hands, unfortunate. But this is the stage, right? Like you see me, I one-shot the Syndra, no problem. If I was a little bit faster on the ult use there, that would have been great though. Because that would have meant that I can go in. I will not be able to auto-attack that guy. Let's just finish off the Blitzcrank here. Blue smite this guy, so he's slowed. He failed his flash, that's great. That flash fill is actually quite huge. I don't think he would have ever even gotten into a position for that flash. And even if he would have flashed over the wall, my E cooldown was not going to be too long and I could just follow anyway. So even though the fail flash is kind of sucks situation, right? It doesn't really matter. My problem here is that I just don't have smite, which is a little bit concerning, especially since I'm getting no assistance. Yeah, we have to leave. This is actually okay. Okay, this is now really bad. Get my ultimate off, please. Pick up blobs. I mean, I did as much damage as I possibly could there. It took my team such a long time to react to that play, unfortunately. Like, if the LeBlanc would have rotated a bit faster there, if the Sivir would have rotated a bit faster there, instead of, like, kind of AFKing, that would have been much better, but... That's out of my control, man. I pinged as many times as I could, and after that, like... You know, at some point, there's not much you can do, sadly. It is what it is. I was worth quite a bit of shutdown, but the Rammus got it, so I'm not too concerned about that one. I really would have just hoped and liked to see my team rotate faster. The actual question is, why don't we rotate faster? Because no matter how you look at it, I didn't have smite, right? But no matter how you look at that situation, it would have always been a 50-50 smite angle there. So the fight would have definitely just been better in general. But the enemy team should never have been allowed to walk into the play in the first place. Because the LeBlanc should have been there, the Sivir should have been there faster. Dragon probably should have been dead before anything even happened. If you look at it objectively. Syndra is top lane. He is quite low on Mar here. He also doesn't have his... What? Dude, I'm so bad right now. What the hell was that? I'm gonna ult that. I'm actually gonna ult that. That was a really terrible Q use on my end. Let's pick up all these blobs real quick. Oh well. I think I get this wave here. Just killed Nara. Should be able to finish like this situation. I'm gonna go for turret. I killed their top laner, so turret's practically free. I definitely want that. I'm gonna go take the Rift Herald soon. I'm actually gonna take this camp first and then do Rift Herald after. Okay, this is fine. You can fight me here, that's no problem. Well, if my Garen AFKs the minion wave, that will become a problem, so I guess I'll be leaving. It is what it is. The fight there would have been fine, but the Garen just went for the minion wave. It's okay. I think for me, the correct play is definitely just to go for the top turret there after I kill Gnar. No matter how I look at it, I think that's just definitely the play. What Garen does after that is kind of whatever, I suppose. I have 10 out of 16 KP, which is great. Garen's not going to respond here. I already know it. Okay, LeBlanc's here, which is good. I wonder if my Garen is going to try to do something. They were just going to leave me here. I see. Gonna smite that. Okay. I needed to play that kind of aggressive to be able to get that done correctly. Because, I mean, the top laner was kind of wandering off there. If he would have just walked up to the Rift Herald in the first place, there would not have been a contest there at all. Because then we would have had like a 3 against 2. If I tried to flash ult for the engage, that would have been good. And they stalled us quite a long time, so they did end up getting Dragon off that, which is not ideal. Go in here, we knock these two together. Okay, good kill. Go in on this for sure. That's about all I could have done, I think. Not enough damage output there. I don't have... Actually, I do have my passive now. I'm gonna use this because that kills mid turret. Finished him off barely. That's good. We should be able to get a bounce off of this Rift Herald one more time. That's good. Please don't kill it before... Okay, nice. Oh god. Oh god, I trolled. He's gonna kill me for this. Oh god. Okay, he auto-attacked him instead of me. That's great. Oh boy. He's gonna kill Thresh for that one. Yeah, we don't have a Garen ultimate. Sivir is hitting the thing there, so I just guess we'll leave. That's fine, honestly. Not a big of a deal. Overall fight was pretty good there. Rift Herald use was great because it got the bounce on the mid, killing the turret, allowing us to break that fight further. And then get one more bounce on the next turret as well. Looking in to go from the side there to get a better E angle, basically. Okay, I'll get a good recall here, get my demonic. And then against that team, magic resist is quite good. So I'm probably going to go and opt for that in the form of a Spirit Visage. Because, I mean, Spirit Visage on ZAC is obviously a very good item. Allows you to get a ton of additional healing in fights, which gives you way more sustain. So that is definitely something I want to get. After that, I'm probably switching my boots after that for the mercs to have less CC on me, because they do have quite a lot of annoying CC, like taunts, stuns, all that type of stuff. Like, it's definitely good to be able to deal with that a little bit better. I'm gonna rotate over to this fight, because my team is probably going a tad bit aggressive. Actually, this kind of works, it seems. Built this. Alright, nice. I was able to make a nice engage. My Sivir to clean that up. Not bad. Basically, at ZAC at this stage in the game, all you're looking to do is just, like, look to go into as many people as possible. Disrupt them with ult, like press W, try to CC him with Q, that type of deal. It's really all of this. If you can engage for your team, if you can frontline for your team, that's what you want to be looking for. At any point, really. Also use your E for mobility now, because it's a very, very low cooldown, and you can easily use it for a ton of mobility to get to places faster. Like I just did there. To try to get to the team fight faster, I can use the E. In the early game, trying to use your E for mobility is not that good, because it's a very, very long cooldown, and that is then something you have to take into account. But at this stage in the game, it's a very low cooldown compared to, and then you can basically just use it whenever. Also, another thing, 65% of people watching my videos aren't actually subscribed. That's not good. It's going in the wrong direction. Come on, man. Subscribing is free. Consider it if you want. And yeah, enjoy the rest of the video. I feel like I should just do the red buff here. Level up. I feel like this is no problem, right? Surely. Good kill. Couldn't really finish that off, unfortunately. But Thresh is having ping issues. I see. Sivir is also bot lane, which... I guess at this stage in the game, I think she should be grouping a bit more. Especially having like a ZAC. Having pretty good engage with ZAC Thresh type of deal. But this dragon is definitely something I'm going to have to look for now. Okay. Suppose I'll clear mid wave right now. I think my Sivir is going to die. Get this wave into the turret real quick. Or pushed out at least, so I have this pressuring in for dragon. This is what I mean. Like, Sivir soloing right here doesn't really make any sense. Like, it does basically nothing. But plus we now lose dragon. So... You know, what can I do? Not much. I'm gonna have to just get a ward here. You can, like, cheese this with ZAC by using your E in a correct angle. Like, fly over. Try it. Oh, they actually didn't do dragon. Huge. That's what we love to see. That is actually very good for us. Don't think engaging there on Rammus would be a good choice. Or is that Gnar? Either one. Okay, they're not in a good position here. I can actually quite comfortably go for this dragon. Did you see Syndra top Kai Samit there? If they were more around the dragon play, that would be more problematic for us. But in this situation, it's fine. I just mainly hope Sivir doesn't like actually split off, because she is quite strong and she's quite good for team fights as well with her ultimate, so... Ah, I lost a 50-50. That's very depressing, actually. Push out this wave, and we just Baron now. I mean, I lost the 50-50, which kind of sucks. Like, that's just a straight up 50-50. I gambled it. It didn't pay off. It's okay. But, like, basically, losing that 50-50 cost him his life no matter what, right? So, the situation why I gambled that is because of Baron. Because the second he dies, Baron is always free. Like, there is literally nothing the enemy team can do to block up Baron then. And it's not a soul point threat or anything of the sort either. So, in that situation, I would happily, like, lose the 50-50 for that dragon still. Well, I could technically try to turn the fight as well, but that's how I look at it at least. Because him going for that always kills him. And that guarantees me Baron. At least that's the way I look at it. There are probably angles there where you don't have to do something like that, and you could probably still get the dragon if you try to, like, turn the fight or something. But for the most part, as long as it's not going to be a soul point threat, I am not too fussed about 50-50ing that in order to gain a Baron. I'll quickly go do this camp. We have massive damage already here. Like, this is... We're gonna do good damage going into a fight. And now we have sustain from Spirit Visage. I don't really like our play angle right now. Couldn't really have cancelled him. My wind-up time would have been too long.
How's it going?
I don't know why Sivir just recalled. That is a bad move. Recalling there is really not good because it... Okay, let me just go over here. Recalling there is bad because we now don't have pressure receivers all the way in the base and just like unable to participate in anything, right? It just doesn't make any sense. We're gonna flash there. It's a bit of a risky hook. I should be able to tank most of this. Pick up some blobs. Some poking. I still have passive. Like right here, if the Sivir wouldn't have backed, she could have been here, basically, for this fight. But she backed, so she isn't. Right. Sivir is just hard chilling this game, man. She's literally AFKs everything. That's not good. Please let me pick this up. Thank you. Oh, you rats, man. Oh, he got that off barely. Sivir should be able to save me here. I don't know why she never showed for that play, though. Like, she was literally just chilling mid lane, though. It's a bit strange. She could have, at any point, basically walked into that play, and it would have been good. Oh, my burn damage got that. I didn't even got that, like, take that for... with, like, my W or anything. I'm just gonna hop over this way, check his topside camps. I don't know, man. Sivir is just playing her own game. She's just hard AFKing everything. For some reason. I'm not gonna try to fight the Rammus here. That'll be a waste. Ooh, he teleported to the top lane, eh?
I could really use a snack right now.
Not good. It's all opening. I guess that hook is actually technically better for Garen because he was already tanking turret. And I'm just gonna ult here to give my team all the distance they need. We're just gonna hard commit to the fight. Okay, I got executed there by Collector. Look at this guy. What is he? Oh, I don't understand this part. Like, he is always on the sideline, just basically whatever. I mean, in that situation, sure, right? Okay, fair enough. She's never there, but she wasn't even attempting to, like, walk mid. She just hard commits, walks bot lane. She has not made an effort, I think, the entire game to actually group with the team. Even in this situation. Like, obviously, her back here was not quite good. I mean, obviously, still, this is a big dive. Like, I'm not blaming that on Sivir or anything. That's not what I'm saying here. I'm just saying, like, she just doesn't group. It's kind of annoying because it should be pretty free for the most part, as long as she's just there. Let's get this. I'll get the Thorn Mill next. Alright. Let's just hope that the Sivir from now on actually walks with the team and doesn't back at stupid timings. She practically is full build, so I doubt she would, but I'm definitely gonna go in on this one. Walk him into the dragon. As long as Sivir hits him and not dragon, hit him! Holy! AD carry actually committing to dragon, giving the enemy jungler a chance at a 50-50. Are you kidding me? Wow. Jesus, that scared me. That one was pretty rough, I'm not gonna lie. Man. Please don't take. Actually, I'm not gonna hit 16 of this. I'm going into this one. I saw. Yoo-hoo. Gonna walk up to this inhibitor here. Maybe knock her into that one. Fresh is kind of dead. I just need my Sivir to do some damage, basically. She is full HP. She should be okay to do something, hopefully. And she's just... I'm tanking 3 people there and she's just running. Like, this is the downside, though. Like, what I will say about playing a tank jungler. You make engages and your team doesn't take the opportunity while you're tanking quite a lot of damage to actually do any in return. Like the Sivir right here. You will potentially run into problems. Which is why, like, playing hard tank champions and not just, like, higher damage tank champions like ZAC can definitely be a problem for solo queue situations. Because right there, Sivir had, like, roughly 8 auto attacks, I would say, of just space to hit people because they were focusing me, right? Like, she was just running away from the play when she could have done like 8, 9 auto attacks, which would have bounced to the Sivir W. Like, all that type of stuff. If you have no AD carry that actually wants to do something, and you are playing something that isn't like a high damage tank like ZAC, so you can't solo kill them by yourselves, but let's say you're playing like, I don't know, Nunu, for example, then problems start to become much worse. Because then you don't have damage to make up for your AD carry, who is too afraid to do damage whilst being fed. And that is problems for like lower ratings playing tanks, is that you just don't have that damage being done by your teammates. Their Rammus is bot lane. This should not be legal. It's fine. Let's hook down for about 10 seconds, I would say. I got interrupted there. Let's hit this. Knock him into the wall there. I'm going to go for this play. Oh, look. Sivir did some damage. This is exactly what I mean. Like, she could have done that 15 years earlier, basically. All of that. While I was just, like, tanking, setting up plays in situations. Like, it's all you need. But if it doesn't happen, playing a low damage tank is a problem. And that's why ZAC is so good. Because in a lot of these situations, I was able to output quite a lot of damage on ZAC in most of these team fights, whilst also making the plays happen. We should have plenty of time to finish the game here with the next wave, even though we don't have Baron. Because we have at least 15 seconds to anyone that actually does any damage. As long as Sivir actually goes to hit turret here instead of hitting the inhibitor the entire time, she should be pushing wave, hitting turret, like, straight away. There's no reason not to. And now she's wasted a ton of time. Like, she's just doing nothing, sadly. Hit them back! I'm helping you! What am I looking at, man? Sivir! Please! Oh my god. How much do I need to do for him? I swear to god. Dude, I literally tanked everything. Basically, she had like 3 auto attack damage because they couldn't reach her anymore. That's rough. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Please, please, please. That hit me? I need to go over this wall.
An ally has been slain.
It's not even about the farm. It's just about the fact that she hard AFKs. Like, again, there, she walked away on that HP for no reason. She could have turned that. She had plenty of damage, plenty of opportunity.
I should get a suit.
Oh, whatever. I mean, here, LeBlanc's point as well. Like, if the Sivir didn't permanently hit the bottom hip and actually push the wave with her pushing power, we would have already been hitting the Nexus, basically. Which also kind of sucks. I don't know. It is just one of those situations.
Why, thanks.
Okay.
The enemy's inhibitor
That's just
is
Dragon.
spawning soon.
As long as Rammus dies here, we're already good. Yeah.
Has been slain.
Guess we get Dragon here. We could probably just straight up end, but I'll get the Dragon here anyway. I don't know. Maybe with this team, I should go for Baron next instead of ending. Because I'm a little bit concerned that ending is not going to be an option for some reason.
Your turret has been destroyed.
It should be, but yeah. I'm a little worried that it won't be. Okay. If Sivir is going bot, we can't Baron. Team, you are... If the Sivir doesn't want to help with Baron, we cannot Baron. We have to go for the push. It is really quite simple, honestly. Can I just hope she helps me at some point here, really. Oh, look. Thank you, Sivir. Bless up. You participated in the fight. I appreciate it. Oh my god. I had to do that entire thing there. Basically win the entire fight already before. Jesus. Sometimes. But this is why you play ZAC. This is why you play a damage tank. This is exactly why you have to do it. At this elo bracket, at lower ratings, you have to. Because if you play a full tank and she does this, you're absolutely doomed. So, yeah. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to the like button below. Helps me quite a bit. If you'd like to see more videos from me in the future, hit the subscribe button as well. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Alright, so for the damage stats on the end here as well, I had those in. Ended up doing 36.5k damage, which, as you can see, very, very high damage for a tank. Now, I will say Sivir definitely underperformed her damage here. She probably should have been doing like 70 to 80k damage when it actually comes down to fights. But this is why you can compensate for it, right? Like, you can see I did so much damage. I outdamaged their entire team. Pretty much everybody in the game apart from the Sivir, which, I mean, should never have been legal anyway because she was really strong. So, yeah, but second highest in the entire game. True damage, 2100, just a smite, really. Damage to objectives at 42k, very good. Healing done at 74.5k, which is absolutely colossal. Then damage taken on top of the damage that I did as well. Like, I did the second highest damage, and I took by far the most, like double the rest of the entire game, basically, in damage, which is really good. So this allows you to make those plays, make the engage, and then self-mitigate it at 67k as well. So you can see, highest damage taken, a lot of play potential on this champion, but to combine that, you also do tons and tons of damage to make up for the lack of AD carry that you basically had this game, as you saw, that you're going to have in lower ratings. Like, anywhere up to like diamond, AD carries are going to pull this stuff a lot of the time. They're too scared to position, which will lose you damage if they are fed enough. And as a hyper carry tank, basically, that does a lot of damage yourself, you'll be able to win more team fights easier, and that's why I would really recommend ZAC. Now, Conqueror, 1100 healing, Last Stand, 1600 damage, which is good, conditioning, just some resistances, and the Revitalize bonus healing at 5600, which is really nice. So yeah, that's about all. Goodbye.